Baba's doing like this and saying Baba loves you all. Baba saying it is always important to reiterate and go back to our basics. And on our life journey, what we start with is becoming, we are like doubting Thomas. We are always questioning, we are always doubting, we are always, not in a bad way, but being curious, inquisitive, always the search to gain more information, gain more knowledge, be it on any topic, subject, whether starting from being a toddler to literally up to your last breath and journey, enjoying the supreme. And what we do, we slowly we move on from there. When we gather information, we gather knowledge, we have our understanding, we agree and we disagree, but mostly you accept, isn't it? And then you move on, and eventually from that state you should move and become into the state of becoming like Vivekanand. Swami Vivekanand started on become from being a doubting Thomas to eventually sharing, accepting with the whole world the potent knowledge and spiritual energy that was residing in him. So our journey in life should be like that. It should be, very accepting, graceful. Vivek should be sushil, gracious, and of course, energize your being to such an extent that you are charging all the latent energies which are within you. And that of course comes and starts with acceptance, with surrender, guidance, and later on being able to make or take your own decisions. And therefore, it is very important to internalize. When you internalize and understand who am I, why am I here, what am I doing, what is my journey, you start with those doubts and eventually you get your answers, and that becomes an acceptance and you build it up from there. So it is each one's pick and each one's way of delivering what they think is the purpose of their life and journey. An artist may feel that they've come to be an artist, to be a painter, to spread that joy or entertain and get that gratification and satisfaction. Some may feel that they've come to serve. So for each one, it is a different take and understanding. And of course, as a teacher or a guide or a parent who does that hand holding exercise, they eventually let you go because they feel that their role in your life to that extent has been completed, and now it is up up to you to build it up from there. And the entire process of spiritual grace, of spiritual understanding and acceptance is the same. It's like when the student is ready, the master appears and then the master takes over and guides you. Eventually, he lets the student go. Why? Because it has the faith and confidence. Its teachings, its guidance, and brought out to its full potential by the student. So the masters can, on the spiritual path, lead you and take you up to a next point. From there, they open the gates for you to cross over and start your own journey. Because by then you have had that complete understanding, surrender, faith, which is the most important factor. That no matter what, you don't deter in your faith of what you have grasped and understood. It's like when you are studying for an exam and you are prepared. You go with that faith when you see that question, right? That what I have studied and what I have grasped is what you are going to write on the paper, correct? To help you to score or pass. What happens? You're just transcendenting that faith, isn't it? You don't have your teacher or master at that point in time to guide you. That guidance is over and you have crossed over and now you're on your own, isn't it? So it's a beautiful journey. The master is always around. It leads from the back like a shadow, incognito, but it's for you. And the master's role is to make sure, you are you've had the right understanding and you are able to protect and deliver yourself for the cause and purpose for which. So typically in organizations, in schools, wherever, the concept is the same. When you join a new organization, you go through training, isn't it? Eventually, after you've gathered all the knowledge that is required for you to deliver on your job, and then supplies and then gives you all the tools that you need. And constantly it keeps with those tools and techniques and coaching as and when required. So that someday you are able to excel and move on, be in that same role and position. Isn't it true? And that exactly is what is the path on spiritual on your spiritual elevation. Eventually you are all going to become masters of your own game and you will play it the way you want to. And there will come a stage where you will be the master. So the master's role or your spiritual guide's role is very limited to the extent that it helps you to but keep shadowing. Your shadow never leaves you, right? But you don't see it all the time. It's very much part of you. And that is exactly what your masters do. They are forever shadowing without your, of course, with your knowledge, but invisible for you to be on your own. And when required, the master comes and pulls you and brings you back from falling or from losing your focus. And therefore, when I have said that every soul has its own wish and will, when you become a parent and your parent tries to tell you something, you sometimes say, "No, I know what I'm doing," and likewise, it moves on. Why? Because you now have an understanding, whatever it could be, good or limited, but you are now in a position to your in a position to exercise your own wish and will. And this is how life's journey goes on. Whether you see it in the animal kingdom with humans, it's the same. And therefore, when I say that it's your master and your guide, I'm always around, I'm always shadowing and always protecting. How you wish to build on it going forward and use your own free wish and will and have that thirst is a very individual. It bring in a perspective.
So, are you saying that initially the master is required, but when the learner has achieved certain status and level, then the master goes in the background and becomes like a shadow?
Isn't it true?
Yeah.
Otherwise, why will masters exit? You tell me. If the presence was required, there is no need for a master to drop its body, isn't it? But they have given you so much of that spiritual tenacity and progress. They make sure that you are not going to waver in your faith of delivering. So they provide you in that on that path all the right tools and techniques that are required. And therefore, when I say that the importance of my prayer, hold on to my daman, it's literally like, holding on to the shadow, isn't it?
Hmm.
So, so the gist of today's is to move on from being a doubting Thomas, which you all have, to becoming like gracious. Be graceful and gracious in everything that you do. And when you do that, you will automatically you will feel the energy is just flowing to be part of you, opening the doors for you. It is a very, very powerful word, graceful and gracious. Being graceful is being graceful in your chat, in your speech, in your thoughts, in your actions. Being gracious is being accepting, isn't it?
Hmm.
So how was it? Baba was asking, smiling.
Very good.
Good? Short and
Yes.
sweet?
Yes.
Happy? So I am your shadow. Remember, when I say I'm always with you, you will now remember this for life.
Hmm.
Right? I was saying I wanted to reiterate this.
Baba is our shadow.
Everybody's shadow. Whoever has a master, the master is the shadow, isn't it?
Hmm.
Your parent being miles away from you, don't stop worrying about you, isn't it?
Hmm.
Aren't they not shadowing you
Hmm.
in your power? But they're shadowing in a nice way, isn't it? In a
Hmm.
good way. Not stalking, but shadowing,
Hmm.
isn't it? And that makes sense. What I have said just makes sense, isn't it? At every step,
Hmm.
a coach, a teacher just takes the back step and then has a new set of students, isn't it? When you hear so many new Baba beloveds, Baba lovers, that's how the journey starts, isn't it? So when you have more than one child, what do? You're parenting not one but more than one in the same way. And then when the child grows up, you let them be on their own, isn't it? As much as you want to be protective, be inclusive, once you cross that threshold, you have your own free wish and will, which is so required for your own growth. Mental, physical, moral, spiritual. It is your own journey, your own soul's journey. No one else can step in at that core, at that deep down core level, but you, your own self. So remember, being graceful and
Gracious.
gracious. Gigi, Baba say.
G for God, G for God.
G for God. And I can see Bauji, figure like Upasni Maharaj. I'm just visualizing Hazrat Baba Jan just. And Baba's doing like this. Good. Be happy. You will attract so many vibrant energies, you have no idea. Be accepting, go with the flow, responsible, but at the same time, enjoy your life, enjoy living. Don't try to compartmentalize or put things into a capsule. Okay, if this happens, then I will take that capsule, or if that happens, then I will. Yes, it is required sometimes, but just have a good time. So Baba saying, I will leave you all on this lovely, gracious note. Be charged, stay blessed. Don't be bothered with my shadowing, because I am very much part of you. I reside in you. So how I cannot be your shadow? When you accept the fact that I reside within you and I am what I am, and you want to be, you want to model Baba, easy to be very gracious. Then the worry factor should be kept on one side. Yes, just accept life as it comes. As I have said, do the right things and leave it in my time zone. Baba loves you all and do my prayers.
Thank you, Baba.